A judge has sentenced this 20-year-old maintenance man to life without parole in the killing of a 7-year-old Canton girl. Ryan Brunn on Tuesday pleaded guilty to the December 2nd killing of I have a hard time saying this name. Jurelis, I think it's Jurelis Rivera. Brun, clad in a bulletproof vest, told the judge that he found Rivera's roller skate and used it to lure her into a vacant apartment. He said he lured her for sexual purposes. He said he photographed the skate on his phone and asked Rivera if he wanted it back. He led her into the vacant unit at the apartment complex. Brun then described molesting the girl. Wow.
Amanda and Tom, monster,
this is what he had to say in court.
Sociopathic killer. Two terms used by GBI Director Vernon Keenan in describing Ryan Brunn after he pleaded guilty to luring 7-year-old Jurelis Rivera into a vacant apartment at this complex, then murdering her. And we want to warn you, some of this story is graphic and may be difficult to listen to.
And so you started out wanting to lure her for what purpose?
Sexual purposes.
In a calm voice, Ryan Brunn detailed how he lured 7-year-old Jurelis Rivera into a vacant apartment. He says he'd come across Jurelis' skate earlier and took a picture of it, thinking she would want it back.
I photographed it on my phone and showed it to her and asked her if it was hers. And I asked her...
You photographed the skate?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And I told her to come with me and I'll get it for her. And she came.
Jurelis' mother shook with emotion as the 20-year-old detailed the horrific events, saying he'd earlier identified a vacant apartment where he could take Jurelis. He said at one point he made Jurelis undress and get into a bathtub. He says when she asked could she go home, he said yes, but that's not what happened.
And I didn't want her to go home and tell on me, so I had happened to use a razor that I use for the carpeting and cutting caulk glue off the sinks and stuff and cut her on her neck.
Brunn said he tied the child's hands and duct taped her feet. He says he beat Jurelis to death with her own skate, then wrapped her in a sheet or blanket and took a golf cart to dump her body in a trash compactor. Brunn was sentenced to life without parole.
He's remorseful, but a child's life was lost and he's been sentenced.
Prosecutors say they accepted a deal to keep a predator forever off the streets.
Not often that we get to see a monster appear in court and make full disclosure about the horrible crime that they committed. And certainly we don't get to see justice served this fast.
Justice which may help in the healing from the tragic loss of this innocent girl.
It's just a sign of relief here today. Justice has been served.
And I briefly spoke to Jurelis' mother tonight over the phone, and she said she wanted to thank police, prosecutors, and the community for helping bring justice to her family. The Cherokee County Sheriff's Office says that Ryan Brunn is no longer in this community. They tell us he has been transferred into state custody and is spending his first night in a state prison in Jackson, Georgia. Live tonight in Canton, I'm George Franco, Fox 5 News.
My heart is hurting and breaking. This is just terrible. After hearing him speak to the judge and reading what he actually did to Jurelis' body, Ryan Brunn, what I have to say to you, taking the easy way out with pleading guilty, you should still get the death penalty. Why are children's lives so disregarded? What this says is, if you kill a child and say you did it, you will get the easy way out. You're going to be spending your life being taken care of and fed 3 meals a day. Get commissary when you need it. Sleep in a bed, get educated if you want to, learn. The only difference is you will be behind bars. This is not justice. You should die for what you did. What you did to that little girl. It's disgusting. That's my opinion. I know you had some remorse. And you say you were sorry. Well, I hope when you're in that cell you pray to God to have him ask for his forgiveness. Because now, Georgia's citizens, like her mother, will be his caretaker for the rest of his life. So may God have mercy on you. That is my opinion. I'm speaking my mind. Rivera, we are here at Speaking Mind Radio are sorry for what you have to endure and having to hear that the gruesome details of how this monster took your baby's life. Please keep the faith, seek God's love and covering to lift the burden of grief and pain from your heart. And our thoughts always, and those who care.